show y'all how I do my everyday basic makeup routine. Like, I feel like anybody could do this. It's not hard at all. What inspired me to do this video is that my mom's friend was like asking me to help her with makeup, right? And she was like, oh, can you send me a video? And every video I was seeing, girls was using 3 concealers, 2 blushes, 2 foundations. When did we start doing that? Like, when did we start going excessively overboard with all of these products? I feel like it's so unnecessary. And it's also like discouraging to people who are just starting out, because if I was to see all of that when I was first learning makeup, I would have immediately been like, nah, this is too much. Like, I can't do that. But you could still achieve a very cute, natural, soft glam look with 1 product each, or like, you know, minimal products. So the first thing that I'm gonna always do is hydrate my face. This is from the brand Coast RX. I really like it because it's like skincare. And like I said, my skin is really dry, so this is extremely helpful for me. Like, I don't know if y'all gonna see, but yeah, but the Koreans, they be knowing, like, their skincare eats. I also go in with this. It's basically just another moisturizer. Like I said, I have extremely dry skin. The more moisture for me, the better. But y'all can absolutely just use 1 moisturizer. I use about this much. And it's kind of the same thing, just in cream form. If I had to recommend one over the other, I would definitely say the cream. And if you have more oily skin, the La Roche-Posay Triple Repair Moisturizer is really good for oily skin. It's like very mattifying and it controls all the oils. So next, I'm gonna go in with my primer. I know y'all have probably seen this primer a lot. It's very popular. This is the e.l.f. Power Grip primer. This is a really great dupe for that Milk makeup primer. I used to use the Milk one, and that one was $40. This right here is $10. So you don't have to spend an arm and a leg for good makeup. So I know y'all been seeing everybody use this. Basically, you put primer on under your foundation to make your makeup stay and make it stick and make it last. This one is really good because it's very, very tacky. It's like glue, y'all. Like, look, I've been seeing people do this. Like, your makeup's not going anywhere, period. It's very sticky. A lot of girls use liquid foundations. I am a powder foundation girl. Juvia's Place, I use the shade Katsina, just in case we're around the same shade range. This is the shade that I use. As you can see, I use it a lot. I've used it so much that I've reached the pan of the product, and it's so cute because it comes with a little mirror. I am an advocate for powder foundation. I feel like it's better than liquid because liquid can get really cakey. And it could just create like so much lines. I was also using the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter foundation. It's so runny, like I just don't like. And with liquid, like it can kind of oxidize, and it will give that effect that your foundation doesn't match your skin. And I feel like with powder, you can get away with it being like not so perfect of a shade match, and it doesn't look bad. Like, I feel like powder just looks more natural, and it kind of keeps your face oils under control. Like, if you are oily, I would probably suggest a powder foundation. Rub it in with my fluffy brush. Use a fluffy brush. I've had this brush for years. I couldn't even tell you where it's from. All that basically does is evens out your skin tone. So if you have like dark marks or like acne scars, if you have like discoloration on your face, everyone's face is more than one color. So what this does is just make your face all one color and kind of just evens out your skin tone. And it looks really soft, really natural, but you would never ever stop here because, like I said, everybody's face is more than one color, and this kind of just like washes everything out. The next thing I use is the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. Like I said, I'm a dry girl, so everything that I use is hydrating. I do have a e.l.f. concealer that's just regular, like it's not hydrating, it's just like, you know, normal. I use the shade Rich Chocolate, which describes me very well. A lot of girls are now using like 2 to 3 concealers, one that's the same skin tone, one that's lighter. You don't have to do all of that. Like, that's a lot, and it's already hard trying to match your shade. So I don't know why people would want to have to match 2 to 3 shades. Like, that's crazy. You do want to make sure that your concealer is at least 1 to 2 shades lighter than your skin tone. Underneath your eyes, next to your nose, like you see how it's like next to my nose. I'm going on a date, y'all, so that's what I'm getting ready for. I promise y'all I'm not gonna leave my hair looking crazy like that. And I like to kind of drag it out to the corners like that. I am a concealer girl. Like, if I could only have one makeup product, it would be concealer. I love concealer. I kind of go in, you know, Make sure it's pretty thick. Add thick layers. Cover up that mustache, girl. Cover it up, and then I kind of go around my nose a little bit. You know, just on the corner. So, and then on the chin, and then just right in the middle of my eyebrows on my forehead. So you should look crazy. You should look like this. The more you let it sit, the more coverage it has. So while that's sitting, I'm going to fill in my eyebrows. I use this the Morphe micro brow. My eyebrows are black, so the color that I use is called chocolate mousse. It comes with a little like spoolie end like that, so you can brush your eyebrows, kind of brush them up, kind of manipulate them in the way that I want, and then like just fill in any spaces. My eyebrows are really gonna be really hard for me to do today because I need to get them waxed, but it is what it is. We're just gonna work with what we have. This is my good eyebrow. This is the one that cooperates with me all the time, gives me no problems. This is the one that gives me the most issues all the time. I am going to blend out my concealer. What I use is this Real Techniques sponge. It comes with this cute little carrying case, which I love because it's so convenient. But I'm gonna go wet it. Okay, so when you are blending out your concealer, anything with a sponge, you want your sponge to be damp. See how now it's much bigger? You don't want it to be soaking wet because it'll start to take your product off. So make sure you squeeze all of that water out. To make sure that I got a lot or most of the water out, is I like to take a paper towel and just squeeze it again, like squeeze it with the paper towel, and it to soak up the rest of that water. So yeah, it should feel different and everything. It's a little bit bigger, it has some moisture in it, and you can start to blend. My thing that I like to do is start blending at your chin. That way, if it's taking off any product, it's not, the under eye is the most important. So if it's taking off any product on your chin, that's an easy fix. Under eye is gonna be a lot harder. So start blending out on your chin. Yeah, you want it to look pretty natural, like you see how it's giving a little bit of highlight. Make sure you're keeping your blend in place because the placement of your makeup is very important. Like you don't want to blend it all the way out here. Like keep it in place. I have done that before. It looks crazy, so I would not recommend that. Just keep it in the area that you want the product in. So I am going out on a day. I am a little nervous, I'm not gonna lie. Like I don't know, my little dating life, y'all, has not been good, but this one I feel like it's gonna be okay. So before I finish telling y'all, when you're blending your concealer, look up with your eyes so that you can really get in this crease right here. Like if you're just looking straight on, it's not gonna work, but if you look up a little bit, make sure you get this pointy part in the corner. All I did was connect this to that part that I put on the end, and then just like drag it out. You want to make sure that you blend out every single part, especially the parts that connect here and up here, because you don't want that harsh line. What I like to do to get rid of this is just turn it to on the side, because it has different angles. So right now I'm blending with the top, right under the eye, but when I get to this part, I'm going to turn it on its side like this, and then just tap it out from there. And as you can see, it already makes a pretty cool difference. I might have to redo my eyelashes, y'all. This is why I take hours to get ready for stuff like this. But yeah, you can already see like it's a lot more natural. And if you do experience a little bit of lifting, is okay. You don't want it to like take off your makeup in patches, which is doing a pretty good job, but like right here a little bit I can see some lifting, but that's okay because we're gonna go in with a powder, and the powder should cover it. My little dating life, ooh child, ooh child, ooh child. I used to make a lot of videos about it on TikTok. I've kind of slowed down a little bit just because like I just want to get it right with one person and then tell y'all how horrible everything has been dating wise. But yeah, it's hard. I'm feeling a little nervous just because this man is fine. Okay, he is fine. All of my friends have said he is fine. Even my mom was like, girl, you better get him. So I don't know, I'm a little nervous, but he seems like a really cool guy. I'm trying to think of it as just like, okay, we're just hanging out. Like, we're not doing nothing crazy, we're not going anywhere like fancy or major. We're literally just going to get ice cream, just a little hangout in the middle of the day. This is definitely not the worst. Like, I've had worse experiences with other niggas. And focus it, I've messed this up so many times, y'all, but focus it on the area that you put it in. I used to like blend all the way across. No, don't do that. Blend in one spot, because if you do, it's just gonna look patchy. It's just gonna look like you have just like highlight or concealer all over like everywhere. You don't want to do that. So you see how like cool my skin looks, like, you know. So next, what I'm gonna do is take this powder. This is the Laura Mercier setting powder. I use drugstore products, like very affordable, very everyday, like not breaking the bank products. Okay, you don't have to spend an arm and a leg on makeup. You just don't. It's certain products I would not skimp out on when it comes to pricing. For example, if you are a girl that wears liquid foundation, yes, you should spend money on a good foundation. I know a lot of people like the Fenty, the NARS, and the Too Faced foundation. Those are like $40 foundations, as to where this one from Juvia's Place is like $20, you know, and it still looks pretty good. But when you're putting stuff on your skin, like directly on your skin, that's gonna be like seeping into your pores, I would not suggest like skimping on those type of products. Foundation is extremely important to a makeup look. So yes, I would pay. If I was a liquid girl, I would pay for the foundation, right? Like I said, I was using Fenty before. Another product I would not skip out on when it comes to pricing: setting powder. Your setting powder makes or breaks your look. Like, you know, when you see girls taking pictures and like when the flash is on, it has very bad flashback, like their face looks white, it looks ashy, it looks like a ghost. That is from setting powder. If you have a good high quality, you should never experience flashback. And for my black girls, my black queens, my beautiful black magic melanated ladies, this brand I really love because they have like a yellow one. I'm using the brown one, and that's gonna be really, really good for when you're taking pictures. You won't get that ashy cast, like that Casper look. We're not going for Casper. $40, which is my most expensive product, but it lasts a year. It lasts so long. There's so much product in here, so in my opinion, it's always going to be worth it. Don't skimp on powder and don't skimp on foundation. Like, pay the price for those things. But everything else, concealer, mascara, lip gloss, lip liner, setting spray, blush, should not be paying an arm and a leg for blush, bronzer, contour, none of that. So what I do with this powder, this is what it looks like. What you're going to do, take your sponge, just dip it in there. Don't overdo this, because if you overdo it, you're just gonna look like a powdery donut, right? So you should have that, like your sponge should look like that. You're going to take your hand and tap off the excess. You see how much extra powder is on there? Like, tap it off and then put it everywhere that you put your concealer. So under your eyes, upper lip, chin, and forehead. And you're gonna keep doing that. What this does is it keeps you from looking cakey. Like, you don't want your makeup to look so like worn and it's all in your smile lines and all in your creases and everything. Like, you want it to look natural, you know. And I see a lot of people struggle with that because they skip this step and because they just simply use way too much product, which you can fall victim to easily if you're using a lot of like liquid products, like liquid foundation and stuff. You can't really control like how much you build that product up. Make sure you're not using way too much, and this is a perfect way to kind of control how much product you're using. Not too cakey, like the skin looks natural, like very, very natural. Basically what this product does is it keeps your liquids in place. It gives you a little bit more coverage. It keeps your makeup from creasing. Put it on everywhere you put the concealer. See how it's already coming together? Right? And I don't even have everything on yet. We're now halfway done. After all the powder is on, what I like to do is take a setting spray. This is the Morphe Continuous Mist Setting Spray. I get the jumbo one just because I do my makeup a lot, and I'm like, hey, I might as well get the big one. I know I'm gonna be using it, right? So there are a lot of good other setting sprays too that I could recommend, but this one right here is my tried and true. I've been seeing a lot of people ripping and raving about the one size, and I also see a lot of people talking about the Makeup Revolution one. Whatever fits your fancy, but I like this one. Oh, and the Charlotte Tilbury one too, but I'm not paying all that money for a setting spray, like I said. So this is the one for me. I am going to just simply set all of my powder. This is going to make sure that the powder melts into the skin, and it's going to make sure that your makeup stays in place, like locked in. Your makeup is locked in, it's not switching up. You don't want to put too much, just one layer will do. Next, what I like to do is go in with a little bronzer just underneath here. I have this palette. When you're picking a bronzer or contour, you want to make sure that it's 1 to 2 shades darker than your skin tone. So opposite of concealer. Concealer should be 1 to 2 shades lighter. Bronzer and contour should be 1 to 2 shades darker. So I just kind of like mix these together, and then I put it right on my cheekbone, like right on my cheekbone. Like when you tap, I use a flat brush like this, and when I'm tapping, I can feel the bone in my cheek. Like that's where I want to place it at, because when you blend it, it'll get lower. And like placement is everything. Literally for me, placement has changed the game. Blend it out with this same brush that I was using earlier. Circles, 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 and then straight up. Like this is super important. This step is hella important. I remember one time when I was at Tuskegee TU, you know, we had a game versus ASU, Alabama State, and we had went to their school for the game. It was this girl there, I promise you, she was walking around with her contour looking just like this, like no blend in sight, and it was horrific. I was like, oh my god, I don't ever want my makeup to look like that. So yeah, blend this out. Like you see how it's still there, but like it gives you the color that you need, but it's not super harsh. Like you want to blend, blend, blend. I mean blend, like blend hard until you know, can get it to a place where it's adding the color, but it's not like overpowering your whole look. Take it all the way up to your temples and blend until your your life is dependent on it. Next, I'm gonna use blush. This is the e.l.f. Camo Liquid Blush. This is in the shade Bronze Bombshell. It's an orange blush. I love orange blush. At first, I was like, I don't know if that would look cute, but I seen so many girls on TikTok using it, and it just gives you like a really bronzy type of look, and I think that's so cute. So you have to be very, very careful with liquid blushes, with blush period, because if you go overboard on blush, you're gonna look crazy. You're gonna look like a clown. Like that's where people go wrong so much with blush. You do not need a lot, like ever, period. It's better to start with little and build up than start with too much and not be able to take it off. Like, no. One of the administrators at my middle school, she used to wear so much blush, and like one of the gay boys went up to her. He was like, what's up, Miss So-and-so? You look good. Who did your makeup, BET? And I promise you, that has stuck with me and my friend forever. Like, we be hollering at that because she was the blush queen, honey. She was blushed down. So what I like to do, I like to place my blush a little higher. A lot of people place it on the apples of their cheeks, and that to me just does not look good. That's not where I personally like to place it. Everybody's face shape is different. So you place things like where you feel like it looks good on your face, but on my face, I will not put it here. I will put it like almost like a highlight, like on this C like curve. I will put it like right here, just one dot, literally just one dot. You see that? One dot, that's enough. Same thing over here, right on this C area, one dot. To blend that out, I use a beauty blender for everything. I know a lot of girls use like brushes for everything. I am a sponge girl. So what I do, I take the side like this, and I just like tap it out with my beauty blender, and I blend it up around the like to the C. Next, I'm gonna go in with my lips. This is the NYX Line Out Loud, I think. Line Loud lip liner. This is in the shade Rebel Kind. Every black girl needs a brown lip liner, period. So this is because our lips are naturally like two different colors. So I just outline the lips with this first. I don't typically use too much. Like I literally will line my bottom lip first and then just smudge the rest at the top. And you see how it transfers, but I'll put a little bit more on. again, just on the bottom lip. And the packaging on this is like some type of plastic, but you could still sharpen it. Like, it's made to be sharpened. So I made that mistake when I first got it. I'm like, dang, it's not even a lot of product, but still sharpen it, and it's so much more in here. Next, I'm gonna go in with this NYX Butter Gloss. This is just a lip gloss, like a nude. It's gonna give you that nude lip effect. This is in the shade Madeline, and yes, it looks crazy right now, but trust the process. You want to blend it together, mix it with that brown. You see how natural and pretty that looks? I'm gonna add a little bit more. So I use this old highlighter. It's from ColourPop. It's from Karuchi's line. It's called K-Pop in the shade Glow Up. So old. I've had this for years, y'all, like years, and still never hit pan. So where you want to put highlight at is where the light naturally hits your cheeks. So hold on. Okay, I'm gonna make sure that's not him texting me. Oh, and my order from Fashion Nova just came, which means I have more outfit options, which is great. You see how that's like way too much? You just want to use your fingers to blend this out. I find that blending this type of cream highlight out with your fingers works way better than like a brush and even a sponge. I will go in with a sponge after, you know, but you want to kind of just mute it out. Like, it don't have to be blinding. I'm gonna get dressed and then I'm gonna show y'all my final look for when I'm about to go out. Okay, y'all, so don't I look so moisturized? This is my final look. My little daily day or whatever. Not too much, you know, something simple, something cute. I have on this Mix Bar perfume. It's in the scent Vanilla Bourbon. I am a vanilla girl. You can get this from Target for like $20 and it smells amazing if you're a vanilla girl. And I also have on some of this shimmer body oil from Anastasia Beverly Hills. It was really hard for me to find it in stores, so I don't know if they really make it no more, but if y'all see it, pick it up and grab it. Makes your skin look very good. But when you go stand in the sun, baby, you gonna see it. And we are going, you know, like I said, to get ice cream. So we're going to Handles. So we're gonna be outside and the sun is gonna be shining and all that, and hopefully it makes me look good. And then I'm gonna take this brown bag, so it's gonna go like with everything. This is my look today. I'm trying to debate whether or not I want to keep this pink strap on. I might take it off just because my shoes are brown and black. I just feel like the pink is kind of just throwing it off, but I also like the pink because it gives it a little like girly touch. So I don't know, we'll see. But thank y'all so much for watching this video. Like I said, wish me luck on this date, please. I'm trying to get out of this pissy dating pool, and you know, in order to get out of it, you gotta stay in it. So I hope everything goes well, but I'm gonna check back in with y'all for real. So I will see y'all later. Bye.
I'm hopeful, yes I am hopeful for today. Take this music and use it, let it take you away, and be hopeful, hopeful, and he'll make a way. I know it ain't easy, but